In steps 1 to 24 of your instructions for this pack, you're going to be making up the passenger seats for the cabin. And for this, you're going to need 7 of the single cabin seats and 7 of the twin cabin passenger seats. So carefully follow the instructions, and as you've done in previous packs, make up the seats with the details as shown in all the steps up to steps 24 for your seats, as you can see here and in the following pictures. And then once we've done that, we're going to be then adding that to the floor section and then joining the 2 fuselage halves together. Next, take the laser cut piece P1, which forms the floor for the passenger cabin, and as before, paint it crimson, and then with some glue, coat it, and then using the flocking, sprinkle the flocking onto the passenger floor area. Okay, once you've done that, allow that to fully dry, and next we'll be adding all the seats. Now, as you can see, we've got all the seats laid out onto the passenger cabin floor. So the next thing you want to do is take your fuselage halves, and basically we want to be fitting the fuselage half and the floor together, making sure that that goes in nicely. And then once you've done that, take the other end, okay, making sure that these main edges are cleared up, and then fitting the 2 together, okay, and then gluing that down, making sure that that is secure, okay. Allow that to fully dry, preferably overnight, before you move on to the next part of this build. Now in these steps we're going to be fitting the wiring for the navigation lights, and if you do not want to fit the optional lights, then you need to go directly to step 45 in this pack, okay, and then ignore any reference to the lights. But if you are, then the first thing that we need to do is we need to remove this rib here, okay, as you can see, and per your instructions, because that is where one of the DC connectors is going to be fitted, okay. Next, you're going to need to do 2 pairs of cabling that are 150 millimeters long, okay, and you should have red and grey supplied. So cut those to length and then trim off the ends. And also you're going to need 2 pieces 500 millimeters long, okay. Once again, red and grey. As per the instructions, it says orange and grey, but it's red and grey, okay. Once you've done that, follow the instructions, threading the cables through each side of the fuselage and from the back, okay, and bringing them up where we've just cut out this rib, okay, ready for connector. Now once you've done that, cut 2 lengths of cable approximately 50 millimeters long, trim off the ends, and then with the heat shrink provided, put those onto the thing, the red obviously going to the positive, the grey going to the negative. And then once you've done that, we then connect those up to the wires that we threaded through earlier, okay. And then once we've done that, we will add some more heat shrink to these cables and then connect that up and then glue that into position. Now next, take your templates and cut out the sticky back templates like so, and using your fuselage and where you've done the DC connector, mark out roughly where the hole, because you're going to need to put a 6mm hole, okay, at that point, okay. And then once you've done that, depending on how you're making your plates, you then make the bottom plate A3U1 with the rivet lines, the hole ready. I've decided to do a square one here, okay. And then once you're ready with that, and as with the other 2, make up your plates like so, okay. And then take in the fuselage section, making sure that we've got that covered over and it's all tested and that fits nicely, okay. Any trimming that you need to do, trim that down and then glue those down into position. Once you've glued those down into position and they're thoroughly dry, as you can see the parts go here, once they're completely and thoroughly dry, you'll then need to do as you've done before with the metal parts, in priming and masking these off with a gloss coat and then chroming them up as in the following photographs, okay. And that completes this pack.